Hello everyone, this is Vijay Rathore and today I am going to teach you the scroll view, how you can make a scroll view in Unity UI. And yeah, previously in my tutorial I shown the this registration page. It was different, and I created this new page for the registered user. We here we can register the user, and I will show you the list of users in the scroll view. So this tutorial is regarding how you can make a scroll view in Unity, and how you can save the information into JSON. That's a little bit, yeah. So let's start for you, so that it cannot waste my time and your time also, to design this UI layout and to do scripting. So I already done for you, and from here I will explain each and everything how I did all these things. So let's start. So as you know, able to see this page. uh, this is the registration page, and where these three are the input fields: username, email and password, and there is a register button and there is a user list. So first we have to insert all these details. Let's suppose username is, my name is Vijay, okay, and that email is vijay at the rate double nine at the rate gmail.com, let's suppose. And password I can set it like pass at the rate 123, something like that. So yeah, so it is registered, user added successfully. Okay, so if you want to see the users details into the list, so here is the Vijay and the email user detail list. From here I can go back, and another user I have to add. Let's suppose I want to add some my friend name Shashank, and Shashank at the gmail.com, something like that. And password is like sas at the rate 123. User added successfully. It is stored in JSON. Temporarily I created a list, and inside the list I just store the objects whatever I am registering, and from here the list of user I am showing. So this the second user has created, and it is displaying into the scroll view. So, and in this tutorial I will show you how you can create a scroll view in Unity. It's very simple. It will not take so much time, and all this code I already done for you. And yeah, I will explain each and everything how you can do this thing. And initially I created this register panel, and in this registration panel there is a three input fields. In Unity 2021 there is a TaxMax Pro plugin is available. From here I created this input field: email, password and username, all these things. And I created script to take input from this input field, and the register button is there, and I have created one method of user registration, like so. These are the variables which I created: username, email and password. This is the input field. Okay, so once user submit the detail from the page, so this user registration method I'm calling, and I created this user detail model class, so it can store the information of this entity: username, email and password. It is store into this object, user detail object. And and another class I created, and user detail list. In user detail list, what it store the list of user, and it store the list of users. And inside this class I have created the list of user detail class, and it is a constructor. It initialize when this class is whenever I creating an object of this class, this constructor will call. Okay, so okay, so once my object is created, I can store those object details into the list and I can add. So this is the user detail list is a variable and add is a method, and inside that I added user details. Okay, and once this class store the list of users, and I can generate the JSON string from by using JSON utility dot to JSON. This uh, this functionality is provided by Unity and JSON utility and to JSON. What it does, from this class, it generates the JSON, like it store the JSON information. Once all this store details has been stored, I will clear this text field and I will show the message user added successfully. Okay, so once user added successfully, what happened, it will store the user details into the list. Okay, and second, when user click on the user detail, user list, and what it does, let's see, user user list, on this button I'm calling this method display user detail list, display user detail list. Okay, so this is the function I created for you. Sorry, this is a function I created, and this function is for displaying panel, show user registration panel and show user detail panel, user details list panel. So inside this function, what I did, I created prefab of the game object and display into the list. And if you don't know what is prefab, I will explain you later. Okay, so how you can generate the prefab, this is the instantiate method to generate the prefab of any object. Okay, so once user will click, I have to show the list of users, and for the list of users I already created this panel, user detail list panel. And in terms of scroll view, the main purpose of the tutorial is for the scroll view only. And inside Unity, Unity provide an options directly you can create scroll view. From here you can right click, and then UI section, there is a scroll view is already there. When you click on the scroll view, this scroll view will generate. Okay, this automatically will come. Okay, you can set the width and height of that scroll view and the position XY. Okay, so once this scroll view create, inside this scroll view there's a viewport option is there. Viewport is nothing but is it is attached on the it has the image component and the mask component. Mask component hide the other element which is outside the box, outside this view rect. Okay, this is content contains all the child object of your scroll. Okay, so when you create an scroll view inside Unity, this all the components automatically generate. What we have to do, we have to add vertical layout group, because we want vertical scroll view, and there is a one component content size filter. So once you create scroll view in Unity, and you have to attach this two component by yourself. It will not come automatically when you create a scroll view. Okay, so vertical scroll for the vertical scroll view we have to attach this vertical layout group. For the horizontal scroll view we have to attach horizontal layout group. These are the layout group. Okay, so inside the layout group we can set the padding from the left side, bottom, top and right side, all this thing. So this is the spacing between the two element, and this is control child size. If we want to control the size of the child object, here the options available, and use child scale, and these are the options. Whenever required, we can do accordingly. Okay, so the main component for the ScrollView is these two things. If you want to or dynamically uh, uh, increase the height of your content size, so you have to attach this content size filter. Content size filter actually does for your on for your uh, actually this content size filter increase the height of your content. Okay, and when you select this preferred size vertically, it expand in vertical size, and the pivot point is 1, because the content should be from the top. Okay, and this setting we have to do. Once you register the user, it store the list of users into the list, and when we clicked on the display user detail list, first it shows the user detail list panel, and it clear the prefab of all the content. It destroy all the content which is inside the scroll view. This is a scroll view content. It treat all the component which is inside the scroll view content. Okay, so once scroll view will be empty, and it add other objects which is we want to show. Okay, so in the user detail list, we have the list of users which is stored in this list, and we iterate all these users by using this user detail object. Okay, user detail will have all this information, it will iterate, and we have created, and we will create an instance of this user detail view prefab. What is this user detail prefab? It is actually I created a prefab at here. Once I will show you. So in the scroll view, I will show the user details like username and email, and I placed all this element according to my requirement. Okay, so I set the width, height, and the XY position accordingly, and this is the prefab which I want to clone at the runtime. So on the UI handler, there is one game prefab, as you can see, user detail prefab. So I at the runtime, this game object will be generated. So I taken outside of this content, because at the runtime, when I clear all the object of inside the content, it will destroy this object. So it will gives an error of null difference when I will create a new object. So for that, I taken outside of this content. Okay, so here I shown that this user detail view is a class, and this class is attached on this game object user detail view class. So in this class, I assign the variables, all these variables, username, text. Here this content will dynamically change. Okay, and this email, inside the email there is a text field, text, and this will be changed. Okay, so this script is attached on this user detail game object. Okay, so it holds the reference of this two text. So at the runtime I will change this text. Okay, so inside that script, sorry, this is a script I created, user details. So there's two variables, user name and email. This is a TextMax Pro text type, and here I created update user detail method where I am passing this user detail class object. Okay, it will have the information of the username and email, which I will show on the UI. Okay, okay, so once this prefab will be generated, this method will we have to call to update the user details text. So here I explain you, inside the list of users, we are iterating all the users, and we have this user details prefab. Instantiate method will create an object of this class as a user detail class. Okay, and we have to enable this object at runtime because it is hide. Here you will see that it is hidden and it is not active. Okay, so it is not active. Okay, so I have to enable it by using this method set active true. Okay, and from user detail object, I'm calling this method user update user detail, and I'm passing this object user detail object. So it will update the information here. Okay, and I have to set the parent of this object, because once it is created, it will generate, but it will not set it will create in the hierarchy somewhere else, but where I had to set it, this ScrollView parent should ScrollView content should be the parent of this object at the runtime. Okay, and when this object will be generated, it should be inside the content which I had taken the reference here. Okay, sorry, and where it is, ScrollView content. So ScrollView content holds the reference of this content of the ScrollView. Okay, and yeah, so once this method will be called, it will generate all the elements which has the informations inside the user data list. Okay, so this was the tutorial for the ScrollView. I hope it is very useful for you. If you have any doubt, you can do comments, and you can write comment about it, how it looks you, and if you want more details, you can comment me, and I will answer you. Okay, so again I have to run this Unity. So here actually behind the scene what is happening, I will show you. Okay, so this game object is already, but it is hide. Okay, so let's suppose I'm giving the username John, and let's suppose it is John @123, sorry, @gmail.com. Here I did not checking this email ID, and later in the later videos I will do. Okay, so here is a password is visible to you, but that should not be. You can hide it from the property of this input field. Okay, and I can John @123 something like that. So here it will register and this text field will be clear. And when I clicked on this user list, so we'll see this object is generated, but it is a clone. You can change the name of this game object at runtime from here also. And if you want to change the name, here you can say that user detail obj dot transform dot name equal to whatever the name of this current object. Okay, so you can generate a number of element from there, and a lot of elements you can generate in the ScrollView. Okay, so there is two types of ScrollView you can do in Unity: vertical ScrollView, horizontal ScrollView. And on the ScrollView, this content rect is there. It holds the contents, and when you enable this horizontal and vertical, so you can see that when I'm running this example. See, let's suppose vkr @, for example, whatever I have to put, let's say 1 2 3 4 5 6, something like that. Okay, so here you will see that this scroll view is working for the horizontal and vertical also. When I will disable this horizontal, so it will not scroll horizontally, it will scroll only vertically. Okay, if you want to move the content horizontally, you can enable it. And these are the property: elastic, clamp, unrestricted. According to your requirement, you can do that. This is the elastic sensitivity and inertia and all this property, which is not generally required, but you can manage accordingly. And this is the property hide and expand viewport. And yeah, and there is a scroll view rect, scroll bar vertical. We can assign here scroll bar vertical. This is auto hide actually. At the runtime it automatically hide. And from here you can take the value of the scroll view at runtime. Whatever the value is changing, from here you can get the values of the scroll view. Okay, I hope this video is useful for you, and it helps you a lot, I hope. Thank you very much.